Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we were discussing about methods of preparations of ethers. Two methods already we have completed. First is the dehydration of alcohols, and the second method is very important one. That is those two methods. So, third method of ethers. This is from alkyl halides itself. Alkyl halides. In this alkyl halides, we have to use by using silver oxide Ag2O. By using silver oxide. So this is C2H5Br, right? It is another molecule of ethyl bromide. When these two molecules combines with Ag2O, after heating this mixture, this silver combines with the bromine. When silver combines with bromine, it gets eliminated as ACBr. This oxygen lies between ethyl group C2H5O, C2H5 plus 2 moles of AgBr. Okay. What's the name of this compound? It is diethyl ether. This compound is known as what? Diethyl ether, and this is known as what? Bromoethane. Very simple reaction. When any alkyl halide is treated with the silver oxide, okay, after heating this one, it forms a diethyl ether. If you go with second reaction, this is CH3Br, right? This is CH3Br plus Ag2O silver oxide after heating this mixture. So what's the compound possible here? CH3O. This is CH3 plus AgBr, 2 moles of AgBr. Now this compound is known as dimethyl ether, right? Dimethyl ether. What's the IUPAC name? Ethoxymethane. IUPAC name of this one is ethoxymethane compound. So this is method of preparation of ether from alkyl halides by using what? Silver oxide, especially dry silver oxide is used. Next one, fourth one, by the action of diazomethane, by the action of diazomethane on alcohols, by the action of diazomethane on alcohols. Diazomethane is a compound having formula CH2N2. It is called as diazomethane compound. Methane is because of single carbon atom. Okay. How this ether is prepared? By using this diazomethane compound. CH3, this is CH2, it is OH. This is an alcohol, it is ethanol compound. When this is treated with the CH2N2, what is CH2N2? It is diazomethane compound. In presence of BF3 or HBF4 can be considered Lewis acid. Now the compound is CH3, it is CH2O. This proton is added to this CH2 group. One proton is added to this one. It forms CH3 plus. Nitrogen gas gets eliminated. Now this compound is known as what? Methoxymethane compound. What's the name? Methoxymethane. What's the common name? Ethyl methyl ether. Common name is what? Ethyl methyl ether. So this ether compound is produced. That is action of diazomethane on alcohols. CH2 combines with hydrogen to form the CH3. So that is fourth method of preparation of ether compounds. Copy this one. Okay. Note down first. First method is dehydration of alcohols. Second method is Williamson's ether synthesis. Third one is what? from alkyl halides using silver oxide, and next one by the action of diazomethane on alcohols. Only I remember this third method. You can copy that fourth reaction. Fourth method. So next method of preparation of these ethers. Next method of preparation of ethers. Number 5 we can write. Number 5. Oxy mercuration. Alkoxy mercuration and demercuration process. What is this method? Alkoxy mercuration and demercuration process. Alkoxy mercuration and demercuration process, already this one I actually we have discussed the same type of method called as oxymercuration and demercuration in case of alcohols. Remember, this method is similar to OM-DM method, oxymercuration demercuration method. If you remember that OM-DM method, then there is no any difficulty here. This one follows, this reaction follows Markovnikov's rule. This one follows Markovnikov's rule without what? Rearrangement. This reaction follows Markovnikov's rule without rearrangement. It is known as alkoxy mercuration and demercuration process. If we go with an example in case of this method, one compound will start CH3. This is carbon, it is CH3. Next one it is CH3, CH double bond CH. This is an alkene compound. What's the name of this alkene? 1, 2. It is 3,3 dimethyl. 3,3 dimethyl but 1-ene compound. But 1-ene. When this compound is treated with a CH3OH, this is treated with CH3OH. In presence of some of the reagents, same type of reagent should be used here. Same type of reagents in case of oxymercuration, demercuration. It is HgOAc, mercuric acetate, in presence of THF. Second set is going to be for demercuration process, sodium borohydride, in presence of alkali medium. So this is, it follows Markovnikov's rule without any type of rearrangement. Now here, this is a molecule alcohol, it is known as methanol. This methanol is added to the respective alkene. This is taking place according to Markovnikov's rule. You know the Markovnikov's rule. Negative part having lesser number of hydrogen atom. Which is the negative part here? CH3O-. This is H+. CH3O- is added to the carbon atom having lesser number of hydrogen atom, and H is added to this carbon atom having more number of hydrogen atom. After this addition, according to Markovnikov's rule, what's the product obtained? CH3C. This is what? CH3. Next one is CH3. It is CH. This is single bond. It is CH3, and here it is OCH3. So this compound is an ether compound. It is an ether compound which is obtained by addition of alcohol over alkene, and this process is called as alkoxymercuration. There it was oxymercuration, but here it is alkoxymercuration and demercuration process. Now this compound is obtained as a product here. What is the name of this product? It is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 comma, this is number from this side, 2 comma 2 dimethyl, 2 comma 2 dimethyl, 3 methoxy, 3 methoxy. Longest chain has 4 carbon atom, it is butane. What's the name of this compound? 2 comma 2 dimethyl 3 methoxy butane. That is the IUPAC name of that ether compound obtained in that reaction. Is it clear? It is very similar to oxymercuration, demercuration process. It follows Marconi option without any type of rearrangement. Addition of negative part of the adding molecule adds to the carbon atom having least number of hydrogen atom, and H plus is added to the carbon atom having more number of hydrogen atom, and this compound is produced. Copy this one first. Next, another example, if you consider one more example for the same reaction, alkoxymercuration and what? Demercuration process. This is CH, it is CH3, C, this is double bond CH. To this one, if you are adding C2H5OH, C2H5OH, in presence of same reagents, no difference, same reagents must be added here. That is, first one, mercuric acetate is there, HCOAC and THF, tetrahydrofuran. For demercuration, sodium borohydride, this is OH minus. Tell me the product obtained in this reaction. It must be an ether. So this is the group C2H5O minus that is added to the carbon atom. So the product obtained here it is. This is C. It is what? CH3. Next one CH3. Next one it is OC2H5 and this is CH3. Now this compound is an ether compound. What is the name of this ether compound? It is number 1. It is number 2. Number 3. It is 2-ethoxy. 2-phenyl. 2-ethoxy. This is ethoxy group. This is phenyl group. Propane. 3 carbon atoms in the long chain. It is propane. 2-ethoxy, 2-phenyl propane. That is the IUPAC name of this particular ether. And where such type of alkenes are converted into respective ethers by this alkoxymercuration and demercuration process. It is very simple. If you remember about this OMDA method, here it is going to be very simple. We have discussed preparation of alcohol from alkene compound, that is by acid catalyzed hydration, by STO method, hydroboration oxidation process, and next one is going to be OMDA method. This method is also very similar to OMDA method. In case of oxymercuration, demercuration process, we are not using this alcohol compound, that is addition of water takes place in that case to form the respective alcohol. But here formation of ether takes place. Note down first. We will go to next method of preparation of ethers. That is number 6th one. Copy it first. Okay. Next. Okay. Number 5, fifth method. Sixth. First one alcohol, second one Williamson's, third one today's first method, that is alkyl halide, fourth one sixth method. Sixth method from Grignard reagents. So many times we are discussing about Grignard reagents. In carbonyl compound also we will come across Grignard reagents. How to prepare ether compound from Grignard reagents? In this one, CH3, this is OCH2Cl. A compound of chlorine and oxygen is there. What is the name of this compound? It is methoxy. Methoxy for what here? OCH3. Methoxy chloro Cl. Chloro. One carbon atom is there. It is methane. Methoxychloromethane combines with CH3MgCl, methyl magnesium chloride, in presence of dry ether. In presence of dry ether. What possibility is there here? This CH3 replaces the chlorine atom As a result, the compound produced is CH3. This is oxygen. It is CH2. Next one, and this Cl, it is MgCl2. Now this compound is known as IUPAC name methoxy. What? Ethane compound. It is methoxy-ethane compound. That is an ether compound which is obtained from this Grignard reaction. What's the name of this Grignard reaction? It is methyl magnesium. Methyl magnesium. That is the Grignard reaction, which gives rise to respective ether. You can take any type of preparation of this ether. Let us go with another CH3O. CH2, this is Br, instead of Cl, Br plus, it is CH3, this is CH2, it is Mg, next one Cl. What's the name of this compound here? This compound, it is methoxy, right? Bromo, methoxy, bromo, methane compound. Then what is the name of this Grignard reaction? It is ethyl magnesium. Ethyl magnesium chloride. What's the product obtained in presence of dry ether? Product obtained in presence of dry ether, CH3, right? That is CH3. O, next one, CH2, CH2, CH3 plus Mg, this is Cl, this is Br. What's the name of this ether? It is methoxy propane compound. Methoxy-propane compound. That is the product obtained in case of this method of preparation of ether from Grignard reagent. Right? Copy fast. These are the some of the methods of preparation of ether compounds. Totally 6 methods of preparation of ether we have discussed. First and second method are very important. Williamson's ether synthesis and from dehydration of alcohols. So those methods are very important related to what? Preparation of ethers. Next, physical properties of ethers. Very simple one. Physical properties of ethers. So in case of physical properties of ether, first one is related to physical state. It is physical state. Usually lower members are found to be in case of gaseous state. Lower members, methoxy, ethane, those compounds are present in gaseous state. Higher members of these higher compounds are colorless liquids. Lower members are some of the compounds with 3-4 carbon atoms are in gaseous state, remaining compounds are found to be in liquid state. Second one, solubility. These compounds are, lower members are found to be soluble in case of water. Lower ethers are found to be soluble in case of what? Water, because of the formation of hydrogen bonding to vary. But compared to alcohols, compared to phenol, that strongest hydrogen bonding is not possible. Hence, only lower members of ethers are soluble in case of water as molecular mass goes on increase. If alkyl group becomes more and more bulkier, then solubility of those ethers in water goes on, decreases. Third point related to boiling point. These ethers, remember, ethers are highly volatile liquids. They boil very low temperature. Because of that reason, these are highly volatile liquids. And boiling point of diethyl ether is going to be something around 35 to 38 degrees Celsius. Other members are also having lowest boiling point. So the lower boiling point of this ether is mainly because of absence bond or even hydrogen bond. If it is there, it is very weak hydrogen bond. Due to that reason, ethers are having lower boiling point than alcohols and phenols. If you compare the boiling point of phenol and aromatic ethers are having lowest boiling point. Phenol, because phenol forms very strong hydrogen bond. But in case of higher members of ether, there is no hydrogen bond exists. Because of that reason, these compounds are having lowest boiling point. Okay, this is about some of the physical properties of these ether compounds. Next one, very important one, that is chemical properties we have to discuss. Chemical properties. Physical properties is not so important. Next, chemical properties of ethers. These chemical properties of ethers, the reactions are because of different cases. So first one, chemical properties. Chemical properties of ethers. Right. In this chemical properties of ethers, first one, number one, here I read this is A. Reactions due to ethereal oxygen. Reaction due to ethereal oxygen. Ethereal oxygen means whatever oxygen atom is present in that ether, these reactions are because of that particular ethereal oxygen. In this one, first reaction, action with acids, mineral acids. Action with acids. In this reactions, formation of oxonium salt takes place. Remember, formation of oxonium salts. How this oxonium salt takes place? Just you observe. This is one compound C2H5. This is OC2H5. Any ether you can consider. When it combines with HCl, concentrated HCl, acid is going to be taken. What happens here? Oxygen is electronegative atom with the 2 lone pair of electron. The proton of this one is added to this oxygen atom. When the proton gets added over oxygen, the compound C2H5, next this is OC2H5. Now here hydrogen is bonded. This is one lone pair and here it carries positive charge. And Cl minus present surrounding this one, it is going to be Cl minus. You can write positive charge on this bracket also. This compound is known as diethyl oxonium. Diethyl oxonium chloride compound. It's a salt. Formation of this particular oxonium salt is that this is diethyl oxonium salt. What's the name of this ether? Diethyl ether compound, right? One more example, C2H5. This is OC2H5, same diethyl ether plus H2SO4. Take any acid. H2SO4 you take, HNO3 you take, any type of acid. How H2SO4 dissociate H plus and HSO4 minus? H plus will be added over this oxygen atom containing lone pair of electron. It is C2H5O. This is C2H5. This is hydrogen. It is positive charge with the lone pair and it is surrounded by HSO4 minus. What's the name of this salt, students? It is also diethyl oxonium. Diethyl oxonium. What is HSO4 minus? It is hydrogen sulfide. Diethyl oxonium hydrogen sulfide. So the compound is produced with acid. So in case of this one, formation of oxonium salt, reactions due to ethereal oxygen. Now action or changes takes place only at that oxygen atom, remaining alkyl group as it is maintained. There is no change in case of alkyl groups. Okay, this is the first reaction, action with the different types of mineral acid. You can take H3PO4 also, you can take HNO3 also, different type of compound can be considered. Second reaction, action with, second one, action with Lewis acid. Action with Lewis acid. What is Lewis acid, students? As Lewis acid is a substance which donates or which accepts. Lewis acid is a substance which can accept one or more lone pair of electrons. Any substance which accepts lone pair of electron is known as Lewis acid. The best example for this one is BF3. Now this is C2H5, OC2H5. Take any ether. I am taking diethyl ether. This is plus. Instead of writing this one, I'll write in this format. Just for our convenience, this is C2H5. This is C2H5. It is oxygen, right? Plus BF3. Now BF3, if you observe boron trifluoride compound, boron has got only 6 valence electrons. In order to attain stability, it needs another one electron. When it gets another particular electron here, another pair of electron, it becomes more stable. Now oxygen donates lone, oxygen shares electron, it forms a covalent bond. So the compound is C2H5. This is C2H5. This is oxygen, right? One lone pair. Another lone pair is involved in the formation of coordinate bond here. This is BF3 compound. So such type of compounds are also called as etherates. Now this compound is diethyl boron trifluoride etherate compound. This is known as diethyl boron trifluoride etherate compound. Now this is a coordinate bond which is formed between oxygen and B3. Here boron is accepting electron, oxygen is donating electron, so these are called as ether is a Lewis base and BF3 is called as Lewis acid. It forms respective compound, that is diethyl boron trifluoride etherate. This is a reaction with what compound? BF3. This BF3 is acting as an Lewis acid. Right? Next. Second set of reactions, that is B I mentioned. Reactions involving cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Reactions involving cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. This bond gets cleaved in case of ethers. In this reactions involving cleavage of carbon oxygen bond, we'll go with the first one. Number 1, action with HX. Action with HX. This HX may be hydrogen iodide, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen chloride. What's the order of reactivity of these three hydrogen halides? Hi is more reactive, HCl is going to be what? Least reactive towards this reaction. In this case, A I'll take, this is first one, with symmetrical ethers. Reactions are different type here. Symmetrical ethers. This is one of the most important reactions. Very important reaction in case of ethers. With the symmetrical ethers. How these hydrogen halides react with the symmetrical ethers? That results in the which bond cleavage? Carbon oxygen bond cleavage takes place. It is ROR dash. Remember R and R dash are going to be same. This is HX. At a temperature of about 373 Kelvin. 373 Kelvin. Now this bond or this bond cleavage takes place. It makes no difference and both groups are going to be same. Either bond cleavage here or here, it makes no difference. So the compound is ROH plus. This is R dash X. ROH plus R dash X. One alcohol, next one is going to be alkyl halide. Let us go with some of the examples here. This is CH3O, this is going to be CH3 plus this is HI in 373 Kelvin. One of the hydrogen goes to this oxygen atom, so the compound is what? CH3OH plus this is CH3I. Methyl alcohol plus methyl iodide is produced. Another one example, C2H5OC2H5, okay, plus this is HI at 373 Kelvin. Okay, what happens here? Hydrogen is added to one oxygen of alkyl C2H5OH plus it is C2H5, this is I. What's the name? Ethyl alcohol or ethanol. This is called as iodoethane is iodine, common is simple ethyl iodide compound takes place. Ethyl iodide. So this is the reaction which takes place with the symmetrical ethers. In case of symmetrical ethers, both the alkyl groups are going to be same. In that case, the formation of alcohol as well as an alkyl iodide takes place. Another one important point here, if excess of HX is used, what is the product obtained if excess of hydrogen halide is used in that reaction? Suppose if I go with the one example here directly, CH3OCH3 plus this is going to be HI, I will consider at a temperature of same 373 Kelvin. Excess of HI means I will go with 2 moles. If it is controlled, only 1 mole of HI is there. What is the product? 1 alcohol and 1 alkyl iodide. If excess of HI is going to be there, whatever alcohol is going to be obtained, that alcohol also converts into alkyl halide. So both the groups are converted into CH3I. That is 2 moles of CH3I plus this is going to be what? H2O formation takes place. With 1 mole of hydrogen halide, 1 alcohol and 1 alkyl halide. With 2 moles of HI is going to be used. Formation of both alkyl iodide and alkyl halide takes place. C2H5OC2H5, right? This is plus 2HI. It is in excess. Excess amount of this hydrogen iodide is considered here. Now in presence of what? 373 Kelvin temperature. What's the product obtained here? Both the alkyl groups combines with iodine. First formation of alcohol takes place. Further it gets converted into iodide. It is C2H5. This is I. 2 moles plus it is H2O. What's the name of this compound? Iodoethane compound takes place. Iodoethane. And similarly go with one aromatic ether. Sorry, cyclic ether is there. It is tetrahydride of furan THF. What's the complete name? Tetrahydride of furan. When it combines with the 2 moles of HI at the same temperature, 373 Kelvin temperature, 373. Anyways, takes place across this bond as well as this carbon oxygen bond. Now this is iodine here, one iodine acts here, one iodine acts here. This is iodine, it is CH2. Next one CH2, this is CH2, it is CH2I plus it is H2O. What is the name of this compound here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1,4 diiodobutane. 1,4 diiodobutane compound takes place. So totally very simple. With 1 mole of alkyl halide, 1 mole of hydrogen halide, 1 mole of alkyl halide takes place. With the excess amount of hydrogen iodide is used, even alcohol also gets converted into iodide or halide. So formation of 2 moles of alkyl iodide takes place in that compound. Note down first. This is with symmetrical ether. Now what is the reaction? Only I will give this part, only this one. This to compare symmetrical and what unsymmetrical ethers. I'll write that reaction here itself. What happens in case of unsymmetrical ethers? Now, number 2, what I should write? With unsymmetrical ethers. In case of unsymmetrical ether, two alkyl groups are found to be different. But in case of symmetrical ether, we have taken same type of alkyl groups. Just to observe, these are going to be symmetrical ethers. In the previous beginning class of this ether, we have discussed about this reaction. In case of what unsymmetrical ether, remember one thing here: iodine, that is iodide ion. HX or HX dissociated to what respective I minus R can take halide ion. Iodide ion, that is going to be what halide ion. You can write halide ion is added to smallest alkyl group. Iodide ion or halide ion is added to smallest alkyl group because size of iodide ion is going to be maximum. And iodide or halide ion is added to what? Largest alkyl group. Sometimes smallest, sometimes largest. Don't get confused. Iodide ion is added to largest alkyl or aryl group when there is stable carbocation. Remember this. Usually iodide is added to which group? Smallest alkyl group, because we are taking two different types of alkyl groups in unsymmetrical ether. So first we'll discuss about this point, that is addition of iodide to smallest alkyl group. Here one alcohol and one particular compound, that is what alkyl iodide takes place. This will keep this reaction just to compare with the compounds of unsymmetrical ethers. First, here I will go with CH3OC2H5. Symmetrical or unsymmetrical? Unsymmetrical. Both are different. Well, this is combining with HI, hydrogen iodide, at the temperature of 373 Kelvin, same temperature. Now, iodide is added to the smallest alkyl group because it is having larger size. Between CH3 and C2H5, which is the smallest alkyl group, naturally methyl is the smallest alkyl group. So, what's the compound produced? CH3I. When CH3I C2H5O combines with H, it is C2H5. This is what. One here also alkyl iodide and respective alcohol. Here that comparison was not there in case because both were same alkyl group. But here when different alkyl groups are present in case of unsymmetrical ether, iodide is always added to what? Smallest alkyl group. One more example I will consider here: CH3 CH2 OCH2. This is CH2. This is CH3. It is also unsymmetrical ether. What is the name of this one? Ethoxypropane compound. When this is treated with hydrogen iodide at 373 Kelvin. Just to try to identify what's the product in the case of this reaction, which is the smallest alkyl group here. It is the ethyl group, right? This one is the propyl group. Between ethyl and propyl, ethyl is going to be the smallest alkyl group. Naturally, iodide is added to that ethyl group. Plus another compound CH3, this is CH2, this is CH2, this one is OH. So formation of one alkyl iodide and respective alcohol takes place. Here also same, but here both are found to be same. Addition takes place on any one of the group, but here addition of iodine is added to small alkyl group. That is very important in this reaction. Addition of iodide is added to smallest alkyl group. Wherever the alkyl group is found to be smaller, then addition of iodide takes place to that alkyl group. This is one example. This ethoxypropane compound, it gives rise to ethyl iodide plus propyl alcohol compound. Now in case of this one, the reaction is going to be following SN2 mechanism. Remember, This is also SN2 mechanism. Previous also SN2 mechanism takes place because this one is going to be an primary ether compounds. One more example. Can we continue? Yes. CH3. This is O. This is CH. It is CH3. What's the name of this ether? Unsymmetrical ether, no doubt. It is methoxy. 2-methoxy. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or 1, 2, 3. 2-methoxy. 2-methoxy propane compound. Propane. So, HI. What's the product? 373 Kelvin. Same SN2 mechanism is followed. And in case of secondary group, it is going to be depending upon the solvent. I will make it clear. It is CH3I plus what's another group? CH3. Next one CH. Next one CH3. It is an isopropyl alcohol. This one is going to be methyl iodide. This reaction also follows SN2 mechanism. In case of this one, if ether is primary ether, if it is from primary ether, remember it follows SN2 mechanism. If it is found to be an tertiary ether, it follows SN1 mechanism. Formation of carbocation here, no carbocation here. If the compound is having secondary ether is there, secondary ether, this one depends on, so it depends upon the nature of solvent. That is polar protic solvent and polar aprotic solvent. That is going to be very, very important. Primary ether, this is all primary ether is going to be there. In case of this one, reaction follows SN2. In case of secondary ether, here one group is going to be secondary here. This particular depends upon the nature of any solvent. In case of tertiary ether, it follows what mechanism? SN1 mechanism. Let us take one more compound, CH3. This is CH3. Next one CH3. It is O and CH. What's the name of this one? 2-methoxy, 2-methyl propane. It is a tertiary ether. What happens when this compound is treated with hydrogen iodide at 373 Kelvin? It is an unsymmetrical ether. Unsymmetrical ether. In presence of this unsymmetrical ether, iodide should be added to smallest alkyl group. When iodide is going to be added to smallest alkyl group, so what's the product here? This is CH3, it is CH3, right? This is going to be CH3. It is OH plus, next one is CH3I. If you are thinking about these two products, so these two products are going to be incorrect. Just to observe the second point here. Iodide ion is added to largest alkyl group when there is a stable carbocation. Now here the formation of stable carbocation is going to be possible when stable carbocation is going to be there. Iodide between H plus and I minus, which one is added to this carbonatum carrying positive charge, naturally I minus. So the product obtained in case of this reaction is CH3, this is CH3, next one is what? CH3, this is I plus, this is I plus. It's not a mistake here, just wanted to just I mentioned about this one, so this should not be the product because formation of carbocation takes place, I is added to that one. Now the compound is CH3, this one OH. So this is the correct set of product in this reaction. It is not going to be this particular reaction, this is going to be the correct one. Formation of this tertiary butyl iodide plus respective methanol compound takes place in case of this reaction. Okay. Wherever formation of stable carbocation, tertiary butyl carbocation, sometimes we may come across with the benzyl carbocation also. In that case, product is going to be exactly reverse. One more example we consider here. This is the compound CH2OCH3. This is an ether compound, unsymmetrical. When it is heated with hydrogen iodide at 373 Kelvin. What's the product obtained in case of this reaction? Product obtained in case of this reaction. Here also iodine takes place. When such type of benzyl carbocation takes place, iodine is added to the respective carbocation. So the compound obtained here it is CH2I plus CH3OH. Carbocation like benzyl carbocation which is stabilized by resonance, and this is tertiary butyl carbocation. In all other cases, iodine is added to smallest alkyl group. Only in case of this one, iodine is added to what? Largest alkyl group. Suppose if you carry out the reaction, this is OCH3 plus hydrogen iodide at 373 Kelvin temperature. Product the product in case of this one. This is what? Anisole. When this anisole is treated with unsymmetrical ether, hydrogen iodide, what compound possible in this reaction? Okay, what's the product in case of this reaction? Carbocation, as in case of previous example, here benzyl carbocation was there. Whether here benzyl carbocation is possible, there is no benzyl carbocation, so naturally the product formed is, this is OH plus CH3, this is iron. First rule, iodide is added to the smallest alkyl group. But in case of this iodide is added to largest alkyl group because of the formation of what? Tertiary carbocation. This is the reactions where the cleavage of carbon-oxygen bond takes place. With case in case of symmetrical ethers, unsymmetrical ethers, with a limited amount of HI, with excess amount of HI. Okay. Sometimes they may express about the cold and dilute HI and hot and concentrated HI. In case of cold and dilute HI, formation of alcohol plus alkyl iodide. In case of hot and concentrated HI, excess of HI, what we have used, complete formation of alkyl iodide takes place. Cold and concentrated corresponds to 1 mole of HI. Cold and dilute corresponds to only 1 mole of HI. Hot and concentrated hydrogen iodide is nothing but 2 moles of hydrogen iodide. Complete what? Iodination takes place. Right? Next reaction. Action with, in this reaction also cleavage of carbon oxygen bond takes place. Action with H2SO4, that is dilute H2SO4. How these ethers react with dilute sulfuric acid? Remember, actually dilute sulfuric acid. Here also cleavage of carbon oxygen bond takes place. This is CH3 OCH3. Dilute H2SO4 means water is there. This is in presence of acid H2SO4. No need to mention dilute because water is already mentioned. What possibility is there? H2 is H plus and OH minus. So H plus is added to this oxygen and CH3 is added to this one. So the compound is CH3OH. Another one is going to be CH3OH because both sides same type of alkyl group is present. If you carry out this reaction containing two different alkyl group, what happens here with H2SO4? The product is going to be 1 mole of methyl alcohol plus 1 mole of ethyl alcohol takes place. When two alkyl groups are same, 2 moles of the same compound. When two alkyl groups are different, then different alcohol takes place. What's the name of this compound? Methoxymethane. This is methoxyethane, gives methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol compound. So what is the action of concentrated acids on these ethers? Concentrated acids. Remember, in case of these reactions, this will make a note. When concentrated sulfuric acid is used, then remember formation of alcohol takes place. If concentrated sulfuric acid is used in that reaction. If dilute sulfuric acid is used, then 2 moles of alcohol and concentrated sulfuric acid is going to be dehydration takes place. Addition of, sorry, not dehydration, addition of that H plus and OH takes place to form the respective alcoholic compounds. Copy this one, we go to next reaction. Here alcohol, and here this is formation of alcohol along with alcohol takes place along with hydrogen sulfate. Hydrogen sulfate, respective alkyl hydrogen sulfate. Alkyl hydrogen sulfate. Another point, if secondary or tertiary ethers are used, then formation of primary ethers are used, formation of alcohol takes place. If secondary or tertiary ethers are used, then formation of alkene takes place. Formation of alkene takes place in that reaction. This is CH3. This is CH3, right? It is OCH3. When it is treated with concentrated H2SO4, dehydration takes place. One of the hydrogen, this is CH2, this is going to be H. These electrons are involved in the formation of carbon, double bond carbon. So the compound is CH3. This is C. It is CH3, double bond CH2 plus CH3OH. CH3OH. Now this is an compound, an alkene compound takes place in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid if the ether is going to be what? Tertiary ether. In all these reactions, which bond is cleaved here? Carbon and oxygen bond is cleaved in case of these reactions. Carbon and oxygen bond is cleaved. Next one is action with PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride. In case of this one also, cleavage of carbon oxygen bond takes place. This is CH3OCH3 is there plus PCl5. When carbon oxygen bond is cleaved, the formation of CH3Cl, 2 moles of CH3Cl plus POCl3. What is the name of POCl3? Phosphorus oxychloride compound. C2H5O, C2H5 if you take plus PCl5. This bond as well as this bond gets cleaved. So the product obtained is C2H5Cl 2 moles plus POCl3. If you take different alkyl groups, then 2 different chlorides are possible. If you take same alkyl group, same 2 moles of same compound, if these 2 groups are going to be different, CH3 and C2H5, formation of CH3Cl, C2H5Cl, and next one is what? POCl3 formation takes place. This is the reactions in which the cleavage of what bond takes place? Carbon and oxygen bond takes place. Carbon as well as oxygen bond. Next one, number 3. First, reactions due to ethyl oxygen. Second one is going to be reactions involving cleavage of carbon and oxygen bond. Next one, third one, electrophilic substitution reactions. Electrophilic substitution reaction. That is, same halogenation is there, then nitration is there, Friedel-Crafts reactions are there, same type of compounds. Reaction is with what compound? Anisole compound. That is an aromatic ether, OCH3. This is anisole compound. whether it forms an ortho-para-directing or meta-directing group towards electrophilic substitution reactions. If you read the resonance structures of this one, double bond, double bond, double bond, this is oxygen, it is CH3 lone pair of electron. Now these electrons are involved here, this one is going to be forming a negative charge on that carbon atom. So the next structure, so this is negative charge, double bond, this is double bond, here happens double bond oxygen, this is CH3 lone pair positive charge. Next structure of this one, double bond, and here increases electron density. So the compound obtained here is, this is negative charge, double bond, it is oxygen and CH3 lone pair, and this is positive charge. Okay. Next resonating structure of this one forms double bond, and this increases electron density. So the next resonating structure, double bond here, this is double bond OCH3 lone pair and positive charge, here negative charge. Next resonating structure here, this is increasing electron density, this one forms lone pair. So the last resonating structure, double bond, double bond, double bond, this is O, it is CH3 lone pair. These are the resonating structures of our compound anisole. This is number 1, this is second one, this is third one, this is fourth one, and this is fifth. Observe the negative charge where it is present. Negative charge is present on ortho position, this is para position, again this is also ortho position. When negative charge is present at ortho position, then you can remember OCH3 or in alkyl group, this is OR. OCH3 group is an ortho and para directing group. Ortho and para directing group towards what reaction? ESR, electrophilic substitution reaction, and it is ring activator. This group is referred to as what? Ring activator. So if any electrophile attacks, then attack of that electrophile takes place on what position, students? Only on ortho position or para position. It never goes to meta position, because meta position is not having negative charge, that is there is no electron density at this meta position, so electrophile does not attack on the meta position, it attacks on only para position or ortho position. So some of the reactions we have to discuss here. Number 1, this is bromination or halogenation. What's electrophilic bromination? So many times we have discussed electrophile, this one is Br+. When this anisole compound, you can take anisole or phenetol, any one compound you can consider. When it is bromine in presence of halogen carrier Fe or FeBr3, what's the product obtained in case of this reaction? The product is electrophile attacks on what position here? Ortho position. This is another position, that is OCH3 and Br plus 2 moles of HBr. So these are the two compounds. It is 2 mole of anisole and 2 mole of bromine to form 2 bromo anisole and 4 bromo anisole. This is 2 bromo anisole compound. This is what? 4 bromo anisole compound. Right? 2 bromo anisole and 4 bromo anisole compound. Substitution takes place at which position? Ortho and para position. Right. Ortho and para position substitution takes place. Next. Second reaction is number 2, that is nitration. Nitration. What happens with nitration? When anisole is treated with OCH3 plus HNO3, concentrated HNO3, in presence of concentrated H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, 2 moles, this is 2 mole. This gives rise to what? OCH3. What's the electrophile in nitration? It is NO2 plus. NO2 plus, nitronium ion. This is NO2, and another attack of electrophile takes place at para position. It is NO2 plus H2, 2 moles of H2. Anisole are treatment with concentrated acid or concentrated sulfuric acid. It forms 2 nitroanisole and 4 nitroanisole compound. Next one, Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. What happens in case of Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction? In case of Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction, so this is the anisole compound, OCH3 is there, right? When it combines with the CH3Cl in presence of anhydrous AlCl3, almost same reactions. This is 2 mole. Attack of electrophile. What's the electrophile in case of this reaction? It is CH3 plus methyl carbocation. This is OCH3 and here CH3 plus one more compound. This is OCH3 para position plus 2 moles of HCl. It is 2 methyl anisole and 4 methyl anisole compound. 2 methyl anisole and 4 methyl anisole compound formation takes place. One more reaction after alkylation. Fourth one, it is number 4, we can consider Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. What happens in case of Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction? Acyl group attacks on the anisole compound. Just you take the anisole compound, this is OCH3 plus CH3, this is COCl, acetyl chloride or ethanol chloride, anhydrous AlCl3. So the compound produced in this reaction is, this is OCH3 and COCH3 plus another isomer OCH3 and COCH3. Electrophile in case of this one is COCH3, acyl carbocation. Now this is 2-methoxy acetophenol, 2-methoxy acetophenol and 4-methoxy acetophenol compound. 2-methoxy acetophenol and 4-methoxy acetophenol compound. These 4 reactions comes under what? Electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol. In addition to this, we will come across so many other reactions also. Chlorination of aliphatic compounds in presence of diffuse sunlight with limited supply of chlorine. Partial chlorination takes place in presence of excess of chlorine. Complete chlorination takes place. That is also there. Some other simple reactions are from there, but these are the important reactions of what? Ethers. With this, the ethers as well as more alcohol, phenol and ether is completed. So till we are able to complete maximum preparations, methods of preparations, properties, so many reactions including number of named reactions we have completed in case of this topic, alcohol, phenol as well as ECRT. Next we can go for other different types of references, materials to solve the especially objective questions for the point of competitive examinations. Okay, so I think I have covered maximum things related to this topic, alcohol, phenol as well as ether compounds. So if you are having any type of doubts, you can contact me at through WhatsApp related to the doubts of this alcohol, phenol, ether or any topic of chemistry. Okay, keep studying and don't lose your patience as well as hopes, so that that will be and drawback for attending examinations because of that reason. So keep on studying and refer different types of questions, read different types of books. So try to answer all those questions. In case of any difficulties, feel free to contact. Okay, thank you.